What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. We're going to talk about my Boston Celtics taking a gamble on Tacko Falls, a guy that's over 7 feet tall, big, and very strong. This is a guy that doesn't have to put too much time and effort in getting the ball up into the basket because he doesn't even really have to jump to score the basket. He went undrafted. A lot of people made fun of him because they didn't believe that he really can make it. They really didn't think that he would be a legitimate NBA player because of his shooting. He's one of the worst free throw shooters ever, shooting under 50% from the free throw line. And the fact that you can always just foul him because you know he's not capable of making free throws, make him a little bit more expendable. But Danny Ainge is a guy that is willing to take risks. He's willing to take a gamble. He's willing to put it on the line, and he's willing to try out to players, even if it costs him a roster spot, even if the player is a bust. He likes players that have size. He likes players that are well fundamentally put together. Even when they drafted Fab Melo, we knew he wasn't going to be great right away, and he ended up being a bust. But Danny Ainge was willing to take that chance and take that risk on signing him to see if he pans out and be something that's better than probably a top 10 pick instead of a top 20 pick. He also is a guy that had took a gamble on a couple other bigs like Robert Williams, a guy that I told you everybody was excited about. Everybody was going crazy about Robert Williams getting signed by the Celtics, and he didn't really play that much last year. He played a lot of G League basketball, but Robert Williams has yet to show that he's an NBA player. And that's pretty much my point because Tacko Falls, he looked at pretty good in summer league, but he's not really going against NBA quality talent. He's going against some guy that is most likely going to make it to the NBA. And even though he did look serviceable, will that be able to hold up in the NBA regular season when he's playing more games, when he's going against bigger and better, more athletic competition, and guys that are just as big as him when it comes to speed and athletic ability with their jumping ability and the ability to pull him out of the paint and force him to cover them on a perimeter when he's not as mobile and as slow. I heard that Tacko Falls had comparisons to Roy Hibbert. People forget that Roy Hibbert was very, very unmobile coming into the NBA. He had to put a lot of work in to get his mobility there. He had to put a lot of work in to become a defensive anchor that he would become for the Indiana Pacers, and it actually helped him get two All-Star appearances with Indiana, I believe, and Roy Hibbert was one of the premier bigs in the NBA. But as soon as things start going in the other direction, as soon as the NBA started going away from verticality, it seemed like the thing that Roy Hibbert mastered was the thing that kept him out of the NBA, and he hasn't been in the NBA since. So, you know, you can always fix these players. It's all about drafting them and developing them. But it's not like they have a long-term commitment to Tacko Falls. Tacko Falls is a guy that we know can play. He's a guy that we know had a chance to make it to the NBA. And now he's on that contract where they can waive him, they can keep him, they can do whatever they want with him. It gives them a flexibility to see, will he develop, will he be able to produce, is he fixable, and how hard he wants to work to become great. He already went undrafted, so you'll think that he has some type of chip on his shoulder because he didn't get drafted. He didn't really get a legitimate chance to play for a real contract because he was undrafted. Now he has to play under those circumstances because he hasn't been able to prove that he was an NBA player until now. Now it's just about seeing, can he really be a legitimate starter? Can he really be a legitimate 6, 7, 8, 9 rotational player on the NBA level, which I don't think personally, even with Summer League, that he has proven that. He has shown that he can be capable but he hasn't shown that he can really do that on a daily basis. You playing 82 games, you're going to have to be able to do all those things. So, in my personal opinion, I think Tacko Falls is solid. I'm not going crazy over signing Tacko Falls. I don't think he would make a big impact on the Boston Celtics this year or next year. And I don't honestly even know if Danny Ainge's going to keep him for a legitimate 2 seasons anyway, even though I believe he has that two-way contract, which means he's able to be waived and released whenever they feel like it. And they don't have to really give him a full money commitment because he's not going to be making that much money anyway because he went undrafted. So, the odds are against Tacko Fall to succeed, and it's up to him to have the work ethic, and it's up to him to have that mentality that he can make it, and there's no reason why he shouldn't. And I think that he is an interesting prospect. When they said they was going to give him a summer league contract, I really was interested in seeing what Tacko Falls can do because I heard so much negativity about him the whole draft and pre-draft that I wasn't really too stoked about having him on our roster. And then he went out there and played, and he looked like a serviceable big. He doesn't look like a starter. He doesn't look like he can become a franchise center or anything like that, which Roy Hibbert kind of was able to do because he was an instrumental and pivotal part of that team for them to be able to be successful. They needed his size, his length, his rim protection, and his ability to contest shots in the paint and make shots a lot harder. Now it's just about can Tacko Fall become a great defender? Can Tacko Fall become a great rebounder? Or at least a guy that can become a great finisher? We haven't been able to see that even in Summer League. He hasn't really shown the ability to be an anchor in the paint. He hasn't really shown the ability to be, dominant offensively. And he's still showing that he still can't shoot, which I'm not surprised because that's one of the hardest things to do is learn how to shoot the basketball in the NBA, even in college. So, for what we know right now, Tacko Falls look like a guy that might be playing in the G League a lot this year, and I really wouldn't be surprised if he did because I don't really see him playing quality minutes over the players that we have right now. Now we have players available that can really help us right now at that center position. I'd rather have Robert Williams right now than Tacko Fall. So I think that he's in a tough situation, but all he got to continue to do is put the work in and give himself a legitimate chance to make it to the make it to the NBA. And I think that it's all about fit. It's all about how much the coach can utilize you. How can a coach put you in a system where you can succeed? How can a coach put you in a system where you can really have comfortability and make the game a lot easier and really help you have a fluid transition into the NBA? Now, he had a decent outing offensively, better than what a lot of people thought in Summer League, but it's a whole nother level when you're playing against in the NBA competition, when you're playing against starters, when you're playing against legitimate bigs. Is a whole different battleground, a whole different type of feel that he's going to have to get used to. But the only way he's going to get used to about it is going out there and playing, going out there and proving that he can be a legitimate force out there. But he won't know unless he continue to get those minutes. But the question is, will he get those minutes to really play against the best of the best players in the world at his position? That's going to be the question because, like we know for a fact, Tacko doesn't have supreme athleticism. He doesn't have great mobility either. So it's going to be tough for him. But it's not something that's impossible. It's not something that's crazy. It's not something that should drive him crazy. He should just be happy that he has this time and his chance to prove that he is an NBA player and prove that he should have been drafted. The only way you can do that is by going out there and doing your thing on a consistent basis and trying to just prove that you can be a solid rotation player in the NBA. So I don't have nothing against Tacko Falls. I don't really doubt Tacko Falls, but I'm also not really excited and going crazy that he's on the roster, and it looks like he's going to have a chance to prove himself. I'm not crazy. I'm not disappointed. I'm just curious. Will this work? Will he literally be a legitimate NBA player? Will he be a legitimate guy that has proven that he can be a starter? But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys think Tacko Falls is too big? Do you think that he won't be able to make it? Do you think it's just crazy that he's even this tall, this big, and he has a legitimate chance of making it to the playoffs? Or do you think it's all a gimmick? It's just Danny Ainge trying to see how can he get some talent that has potential to help him and impact the team in the future? Or do you think this is a worthy gamble? He's tall, he's big, you can't teach size, you can't teach finesse, and he should be able to pan out and make it just because of that. People always compare Tacko to Boban, but Boban can actually shoot mid range. He can also shoot free throws, and he has a go to little floater that really makes his job easy when he's going against switches, where he can post up or he can just shoot over most centers because he's one of the biggest guys in the NBA in height and in weight. So I don't really know if he's going to be a Boban type player because Boban has the touch, he has the jumper, and he has more mobility than Tacko Falls. But at the same time, Tacko Falls has a chance of put in his own niche. He has a chance to show his own game, and he has a chance to really show that he is special and he is a guy that can be something more of a problem for other teams if they don't have the right lineup out there and they're not prepared. Tacko Falls can just catch the ball, tap it in, catch the ball, dunk it, catch the ball, spin, move, hook. And if he can do the simple little things of finishing around the rim, that might give him enough just to make it to the NBA, even if it's not a starter. So let me know what you guys think. Will Tacko Falls be a starter? Will he be a bust? Will he be in and out the league? Will he be a mercenary bouncing from team to team? Or do you think that the Boston Celtics is the place for him? And he's going to get a long-term commitment from Brad Stevens and Danny Ainge. And it ain't going to cost him that much money to keep him anyway, even if they're trying to get him to a longer-term deal if he does pan out this season. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Thanks for everybody that likes on Facebook. Thanks for everybody that likes the videos. Thanks for everybody that comments. I like the activity that you guys have shown. I answered comments that make sense, if that makes sense. And also, at the end of the day, if you like this video, check out my older videos on my channel. I have many playlists. I break down rookies. I break down players. I break down summer league. I do cover the draft, and I got a mock draft up already. Not only that, I do podcasts, and I also talk about the game of basketball, whether it comes to summer league, free agency, trade deadline, buyouts, and also I cover top 10 discussions and stuff like that. So you like this type of video, you like the NBA, check out my older videos and my playlists. I enjoy making these videos. You guys enjoy watching. I'm gone.